All right. Good morning and good afternoon to some people here. We have a special episode this morning. Atlanta Falcons Nation, we are meeting Atlanta Falcons UK. What's going on, Tara Artists? I see y'all already in the lobby. Good morning and afternoon. This is so weird. Like the times are different. Like we're just waking up, having breakfast. You guys are probably about to be out on your day, pretty much.
Oh yeah.
So before we go ahead and get started, let's go ahead and let these guys introduce themselves because everybody know who we are. And as well, we're on your network too. So they're looking at us for the first time. So let me let you guys introduce yourselves and then we'll introduce ourselves. That's how we'll do it. So go ahead. I guess starting from the bottom.
Oh, wow. Okay. I'm Danny. I'm part of ATL Falcons UK. We have our own YouTube as well. And we've been lucky enough to collab with these lot today. So it should be a lot of fun.
Oh, this is supposed to be awesome. I'm excited. And I guess we'll go in the order of bottom to top. So what's up, Big Low?
What in the world? What's going on with you, man? It's your boy, Big Low Country. Y'all already know what time it is. Representing Atlanta Falcons Nation.
All right. And we're going to go up to the top. Our new guest at the top. Then we'll go to I'll be last, you guys.
Yeah, I'm Callum, the other guy for ATL Falcons UK, and excited to be on. Afternoon for us and morning for you. So I've only just woke up, by the way, so it's a bit of a morning to me as well.
Hey, it's morning whenever you wake up. I get it. All right, K Styles.
We ain't gonna say morning or afternoon. We just gonna say good day. Like I said, K Styles representing Atlanta Falcon Nation. Yes, I got my Falcon red light on. See the poster going on right there.
Mm-hmm. Look at you all fancy.
Now this is not fancy. This setup cost me about $15. Poster, light, tablet.
Well, it looks fancy.
I try.
All right, and myself, I'm Miss Maggie T. I am the producer behind all of this. You're gonna see me everywhere. I might pop in and out on everybody's show or Atlanta Falcons Nation. I do drop news updates as well. And so I got my own channel. I'm doing it all, guys. I have many hats. I do have many hats. And I invited these guests to be on. Actually, they're going to be family now because, this is the official, introduction. But it's time to go. It's time to get ready. I see you, J Rock. How you doing? Ezekiel King, what's good? What's good? All right, I'm glad y'all checking in. This is amazing. Everybody waking up with us. That's amazing. What's going on, Tev? All right, so what we're really talking about today is it's a free for all. We know it's been a lot of coaching hires, OCs, DCs. I think we just got somebody from. I can't think of it right now. Washington football team. I got to get used to that. Washington football team. They need a name. So lots of moves made, and a lot of people are starting to, go do press conference about finally getting to meet the team, I'm assuming. And now they're getting an idea of what's going on. So let's talk about that today. So we're going to go into the state of the franchise, so it's free for all. You guys run it. Take it however you want to start it. But I think I want to get into, these new coaching hirings. I know we all individually spoke on it, but, why not do it again? Some people that might not caught that episode as well. So what y'all feel? How do you feel about Arthur Smith and Terry? And, I'm excited about what's to come, honestly, especially what Arthur Smith had to say about that defense. What you think about that?
Where are we starting?
Anyone.
I'm looking forward to what Arthur Smith can bring to us. He's looks a little bit shaky in his press conferences, but it's early days, so I'll let him off because, first time as a head coach, brand new team and everything, so it's a lot to take in. But, he's saying all the right things. He seems pretty happy with what he's got so far. He's very clear in his direction that he wants to take us, so I've only got good things to say about him up to now.
I think so. What do you think, K-Staff?
Hey, only thing I gotta say is accountability.
Yeah.
I heard that a lot.
like you said, he was shaky a little bit.
Yeah.
But like I said, nerves. it could have been no worse than the introduction of the Philadelphia Eagle coach. Now that was trap.
I didn't see that.
Oh boy, this dude was reading off a piece of paper and he was still struggling.
Wow.
But
you got a coach who biting people's kneecaps and stuff like that.
But like I said, what it sounds like to me is he's gonna bring this CEO mold that he grew up with.
Yeah,
like I said, since he started from the bottom, did his own path. Hey, the 3-4 is coming back to Atlanta, man. I can't wait.
Oh yeah, and he did say he was gonna. They asked him which way we're going. He was like, "We're gonna do it all." Pretty much. So it's going to be 3-4, 4-3. It's going to be a little switch. And he said that every single player is on that defense. Everybody's going to be doing something, and that's what I like to hear. Not just one player, depending on these couple of players or favorite players.
Yeah.
Oh no, everybody, like you said, accountable for each other, because we need to be coming from every angle, getting to these quarterbacks.
I think that's the most important thing, really. I think I'm excited about the appointment as well, and especially what the accountability is the main thing for me. Like, if you're on a 25 million contract or you're on a 500 grand contract, don't matter. Like, if you do your job, you'll be in the team no matter what. If you're getting paid 30 million and you're doing awful, you'll be out of the team. So I like that. I think it's been different to what obviously DQ was like for the last so many years. So I think it's a positive step, and I can't wait for this off season. Can't wait. I cannot wait.
I'm excited. I do hope they open up training camp a little bit to the fans, at least so we can kind of experience that just a little bit. I think that would be kind of fun, because this COVID just got us all different this year. It's just not the same.
I mean, it's been a weird season and all, but at least it's a good season to get out of the way now. 4-12 was not a great way, but at least we didn't have to sit and watch it in the stadium every week. So, we couldn't have anyway, but
absolutely.
It's like whenever you hire new coaching staffs, you always have to consider it's just like a job interview whenever they go to that first press conference.
Yeah,
because look. Everyone can get excited, and we can all say, "Oh man, this sounds good," and this sounds good. But end of the day, we don't know whether or not we should get excited until September, until October, until November. So it's like you can say all the right things, but I think he's one of those guys. He feels kind of awkward, because I think you were mentioning it, Danny, that he sounded kind of shaky in the press conference.
Yeah.
But I think it was one of those cases where he didn't want to make all these grand proclamations like Dan Quinn did and, not live up to it kind of situation.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. Like, he was shaky in terms of a bit nervous, but everything he said was right. So that didn't concern me, because I thought, I'd be nervous as well, sat in my first, like you said, it's an interview to the fans at that point, isn't it? To get the job, you interview with the GM and everyone, but that's his interview to us, trying to make his mark. So I'm more than happy with it so far. And like Cal said a second ago, this off season for me is going to be the most exciting it's been in years, because we've got a brand new direction to take. Whereas under Dan Quinn and Tom, we kind of knew what we were going to get in the off season and like the sort of players we were going to bring in and what direction we were taking. But this is completely new to us. So I think it's going to be a good one. It's going to be a good draft and a good free agency.
Well, yeah, cause I don't know about y'all. I know for me, I'm tired of looking at this Teletubby culture we've been playing under the last couple of years.
yeah.
But the thing is, like I say, you're right. It's not about we gotta wait till September, but it's like a politician. Hey, you tell us what we want to hear.
Yeah.
But like I said, you gotta bring it. Now, like I'm interested to find out how this direction gonna go, especially how Terry Fontenot likes to work this cap, man. He's kind of good with working cap with free agency, with little resources. So that's where the expectation is gonna be pretty exciting, especially for me.
I think that's probably the biggest part of this season for us, because we're always going to have pretty high expectations anyway. Against our will, we don't want to have them, but you just want your team to win all the time. And our cap space is so limited at the minute that Terry's really got his work cut out for him. It's not going to be an easy task, but you can see the effect that he's previously had on the team that's name I'm not going to mention on this stream. And even though he wasn't the number one, he's clearly had a big contribution to what they've been doing. So I think he is the right man for the job, even though he's come from a team that rival us pretty heavily. But I think he is the right man for the job.
Exactly. What you got? What you got, Lo? What you gonna say on that?
Hey, man, look, I know everybody's all upset about how, about where we got Terry Fontenot from and everything. But look, man, and end of the day, people move on. It's one of those cases where, you'll have guys who, come from, think about it. You got people who work with Pepsi, go to Coke. You have people go forward. So at the end of the day, they're just trying to make money and try to advance their career. So I think Terry Fontenot is just trying to take that next step in his evolution to
wow,
it's an
opportunity. Pepsi and Coke. Wow, what a reference. I wasn't expecting that.
Really?
I think the person that's excited me the most so far is probably Dean Pease, to be honest with you, because of the experience that he brings in and how shaky our defense has been. I think he probably is the man to straighten us out. And even if he's working with the players that he's got now or brings in a whole new batch, I think he's probably the best person for the job that was out there at the moment, to be honest with you. It was a good one.
Yeah. I actually did a film study on Dean Pease last night on my channel on Big Low Country Sports, and we were just talking about that whole 3-4 defense and how they get pressure with confusion opposed to lining up in that 4-3 and 85% of the time who's coming. We talk about that a lot, Mike.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, man. I'm just having I'm having a moment. What I heard his press conference, his interview, man. Dean Pease is exactly what I wanted. It was either Rex Ryan or one of his disciples because of the, I believe it was Danny who mentioned it earlier about accountability. That's something that we've struggled with for the past. Like even going back to the latter days of Mike Smith, the Falcons have had issues, especially with the defensive side of the ball with these guys. There just seems like no accountability for me personally, and that was most important for me. You have to have that aggressive nature. You have to have that go get it. Like I don't care if I'm down, 20 points. I'm still gonna blitz. I'm still gonna be aggressive. I'm still gonna attack, and that's something that I absolutely love, that mentality that I'm not going to back down. And that's something, if you've been a fan of the Atlanta Falcons for a while, we haven't had that since the Dan Reeves era. It's been a while since we've had that. I'm going to get after you on the defensive side of the ball. We haven't had that in a while since, Chuck Smith, Big Chuck Smith. You guys have done a number of interviews as well. Yeah. And like I said, this is something that I'm so excited about. That no nonsense, get after you. I'm going to wreak havoc on your offense. Man, I'm so excited about that.
I think when you speak to players from that, like the Dan Reeves sort of era as well, because we spoke to a few, they all still speak with the same passion, which shows how like ingrained into them it is. And I'm not saying that none of the players at the minute show it, but I don't think enough of them are like as vocal about how much they care about it and how much they want to succeed. I think there's been a few people that have just been like getting on with it, like, yeah, it's a job, I'm paid for it. But you don't want that. You want your team to be fighting for you and to show them like why they deserve to be there. They're getting paid big money to go out and win things for us, aren't they? So
right.
Good. I was about to say, Dean Pease just looked like that guy that would instill fear.
Yeah.
In the locker room.
Oh, yes.
And like you said about those interviews, like that's what Chris Draft said about Dan Reeves. Basically, when you saw him in the locker room, you paid attention. Because if you was off your game, you sit down.
Yeah.
And then like with a couple of guys in the I'm gonna get DJ the $4.99 super sticker chat right here. We appreciate
you. You're so crazy.
But the thing is, like he said, blitzing from every position is the unpredictability this team has needed. Like you said, since that Dan Reeves, Wade Phillips era.
Yeah,
we haven't seen it. I'm about to say, Danny Kyle, what like how would you explain the softness of how the defense has been these last few years?
Go on, Kyle. I'll let you start with that one.
Well, I think even since since Matty Ice came in, I think we've had one top 10 defense, and it's like that's poor. That's so poor, and that's from the especially in the last few years. It's like the mentality through the whole organization has been like a soft mentality, everywhere. And I think this is the change we needed. And obviously, P's coming in. I don't think you've got a scarier guy to come in, and he will. Some of them, like our defense, isn't that bad. Like some of the plays at all. And I think if we had played people to it, and we had a bit of that frightening to the plays we have now, I think it'll work out definitely.
I think they're they had been too pacified a little bit. Just like we were holding their hands. Oh, they knew they had a contract. It's like, you know what? I'll show up when I feel like it. I know I'll have a job tomorrow. It was that type of deal. So that's how I felt. I felt like it definitely wasn't no accountability, and these players was just getting away with murder pretty much. It was just like, okay, you had a bad game. All right. Show up tomorrow. It's okay.
I think that was probably the case all over the field. I imagine if you go in at half time under Dan Quinn and you're down, all he does is pat you on the back and say, do better next half. That's not what you need. You need to get fired up, and you need to be like really high rate all the time. And even though I liked him as a man and he seemed nice and everything, nice is not what you want in the NFL. You want success, and nice doesn't get you anywhere at all. Patting him on the back when they're fully grown men playing for insane money for a world-renowned team. No, you need to light them up.
Yeah, I tried to be nice one year whenever I was coaching. Team played terribly. I tried to be everybody's friend and be nice. We sucked.
Hold on. You was a nice coach. What?
I just tried it.
What the world, bro?
I just tried it. I said, "Oh, let me try to be nice one time." We were terrible. Next year, I was the first person in the locker room, whatever. And then I because every coach has to snap every now and then. I just started throwing weights around and just snapping.
Looking crazy.
Broke my hand, I would be punched the wall and all kind of went undefeated.
There we go. Exactly.
Hey, like I said, we didn't need a culture of coaches bringing moon pies to the pizza party. We didn't need.
No.
And I want to acknowledge this. Everybody is up with us this morning. What's really going on? You see the numbers are going up, and it's a great Saturday.
UK guys. They excited to see the UK guys. Come on. Everybody, there's 72 people in here. Go hit that subscribe button on that channel, man. Come on, let's go.
Please. Let me put that link in the chat. Y'all go ahead and subscribe to the guys. But
please subscribe to them.
Let's get to some of these comments, though. We need to sit players down when they're not playing good. Teach them a lesson if they're not going to play their best. From Archangel, I agree.
100%.
You don't need a friend. You don't need a coach who's going to be a friend all the time. You need a coach who's going to be a coach, a boss. I'm your boss. Do what I'm telling you to do. Basically, don't
fear me. Fear me.
Kind of thing.
Yeah. you need a coach. Oh, Mike.
So,
make them feel uncomfortable.
Uncomfortable. That's it.
Yeah, exactly. You need that sort of mentality where you think, if I don't play well now, somebody else is coming taking my position. And I don't think there was enough rotation under Dan Quinn. I think he got too comfortable with the players that he liked, and he didn't give anybody else opportunities. But those are the people, the ones that are on like the fringe of the team, that are going to perform the best because they've got the most to play for. They've got more to play for than the starters have. So I think that's something that we'll probably see more of this time around, because Smith's already said a few times that every single person's going to be involved and everybody's, like we said, accountable for their actions. So I think it's going to be like a lot more rotation in when somebody doesn't perform how they should be doing.
Mm-hmm. And I'm seeing everybody's happy about our time. Someone said we're doing a reasonable time for a change. Okay. So maybe mornings are something that we need to do.
A change.
Hold on. Where are you in the world? That's what I want to know. It's 10 o'clock in the morning. Who's up at 10 o'clock in the morning talking this much?
What apparently they're telling us they want to. Hey, that's a good thing. Let us know where you are watching right about now. UK, Australia. I know we got some Australia fans. Wherever you are, let us know where you are and what time it is for you. That'd be kind of interesting to see what's going on. So we'll have an idea of if maybe a morning show would be something. Ireland.
That explains it.
Oh, another Ireland. Okay.
Okay. All right then.
Okay. All right.
It must be mine and Cal's accents. It's drawing people in.
Your accent too, though, for our Falcons fans in Georgia.
I know.
It's like, this is so amazing. Oh my God.
Hey, Lo, they talking about they asking you where your moonshine at, like at 10 in the morning. Well, hey, you got moonshine, I got beer. So this is my breakfast. So I'm good.
I got Coke today.
Well, we don't know this is moonshine. It might be water and it might be moonshine.
You gotta stop playing with these boys.
It's in my cup, K-Styles.
Well, we talked about these coaches just a little bit. I think we got an idea of that. Let's get into really what needs to happen with this draft. Our needs. What do you know? Of course, we're not gonna go with who you think we should pick. You can do that if you want to, but really, where are the areas that we need to address? And I feel like honestly,
music.
I don't think we're gonna stick at 4 because of the fact that it's some teams that really are in desperate need of a quarterback. So that's just my honest opinion. But of course, you never know what's gonna happen. Sometimes we, the way they're talking, we're gonna go for the best when we can get the best. So we could stay there. You never know where they're going with it. So what do you guys think?
I think it's a bit of a weird one because in my head, we don't need a quarterback and I don't think we should waste a pick on the quarterback. But you look at it we don't want to have the 4th pick in a draft for the next 10, 15, years now. So is this the right time to get a quarterback? Maybe. I don't want us to get one, but I think it's probably our only opportunity to get a really high level one. Obviously, you can get them at lower rounds, but like people like Justin Fields are only going to come around once. I'm not saying he is the man. There's plenty more out there this season, but when are you going to get another opportunity for somebody like that? And when are we going to have a pick so high again? Probably, or hopefully not for like 10 years minimum and the rest.
And do it the way you just said that is what we've been preaching on Atlanta Falcons Nation as well. Everybody just trade everybody. Julio Jones, we just need to trade the kitchen sink for a quarterback. I mean, if we do, we do. But, there's not a desperate need for one, but it's pretty much up to the coaching staff at this point. So we really don't know what direction it's going to be. But if we get one, we get one. But if we draft one, maybe later on down in the draft, possibly. That's just kind of how I feel about it. What do you think about that, Matt, Mike?
Cal. Let Cal go.
Okay.
Yeah, because mine's not going to be too nice.
I think it's quite exciting, really, because no one knows. Like, sort of last year, we had like the 16th pick, and we sort of knew was what we sort of needed. And even though this year we sort of know what we needed, but because we're at the 4th pick, it's like, do you go for a quarterback? Do you not go for a quarterback? I wouldn't mind trading down. I would like to trade down and then wrap a few more picks and then get what we need. But it's going to be an exciting one because no one knows. It's a new coaching staff and no one knows where it's going to go at all. But I am for trading down. But like Danny said, I don't want to be the 4th pick next year or the year after either.
Oh no.
And I don't think we'll be with the coaching staff we have. But it's also like, do we get a later round quarterback and then put him behind Matt Ryan for 2 years? Matt Ryan's he's fine for the next 2-3 years for me if he keeps performing with a new offensive coach, new coaching this year. I think, do we just get a later round, even a third or fourth round, and put him behind Matt Ryan and see what happens from there?
Let's see. Devon Johnson said we need a running back. I see some people putting what we think we need. Perhaps I think those we definitely gonna probably go linebackers. I definitely know that with Arthur Smith.
Yeah,
I think so. We don't need a quarterback. Mm-hmm.
I'll just say this. I have a slightly similar, opinion with both of the guys. I've always said that right now, when you look at the development of this team, we don't have issues with developing talent. Like I don't think we've ever had a real issue with developing talent. I think the issue with this team has always been with schemes. Like, are we going to run the ball this year? Are we going to throw the ball? Are we going to blitz? Are we going to be a 3-4 team? Are we going to be a 4-3 team? Like, are we going to play more nickel? We're going to play more dimes. Like, every year it's something different. So I don't think what I am impressed with most with Arthur Smith is that he knows for certain exactly what he wants. Therefore, for me personally, when it comes to the quarterback, when you have a decisive head coach for one, that pretty much, and I know a lot of people won't like this at all, is that when you have a head coach and a general manager that knows what they want out of an organization, that doesn't spell well for a young quarterback, because he wants to win. Like, let's just make that, because if he starts out slowly, this fan base is gonna fry him like a what you always say, Lo? You gonna fry him like a what?
Fry him
like a what? Hey, fry him. Hey, you the country man. Y'all fry everything down there. You gonna fry him now.
We gonna fry him like a bucket of fish heads? I don't know.
Hey, he's gonna fry him, man. Hey, he's gonna fry him. But this fan base is a hostile fan base, and I just don't think we have the patience for a rookie quarterback, to be honest. And we've been losing. Like we've been losing for the past. I just don't think this environment and the fan base is patient for losing, and a rookie quarterback to wait 3 years for the rookie to, find his own. Because let's look right now. You look at Miami, Tua. I don't know how the hell you say his last name. I just call him Tua. But Tua in Miami, he's getting, like, they have no confidence in the guy. This dude hasn't started a whole season and they're ready to get rid of him already. So our fan base is much worse. So you really think that our fan base is going to welcome a rookie quarterback? I just don't see it. So I think the best bet is to, still draft a young quarterback to kind of groom behind Matt Ryan, because the system hasn't been in place, hasn't been put in place yet. So, like, we don't know if Matt Ryan is going to struggle with Arthur Smith's like he did the first year with Kyle Shanahan. So it's so many variables when it comes down to, these quarterbacks, and having a young quarterback who hasn't been in the league. One, he doesn't understand the system. Arthur Smith, like, those are two things that when you look at it, it doesn't sit well for a young quarterback. You have to have a veteran quarterback to, to kind of understand his system and, just set the tone for what we're going to see for years to come. So I don't think the Falcons should draft a quarterback based on what I just said.
And I think, like Lo said, he did a film study last night. If y'all go over to his channel, Big Low Country Sports, check it out. And just to see what we're up against right about now. Just to get a little idea of what Arthur Smith is all about if you really haven't checked him out like that. So, I think that's cool to go ahead and check that out. But yeah, I don't think we should go with quarterback first. And we got definitely more needs. Like someone said, trade back and still get extra. I can absolutely agree with that one.
Yeah.
I think it's one of these situations where one thing that everybody has to consider is that we're changing the landscape of this team. So as we change it, we can't look at this team like we did these past few years. So everybody said we need to get we need to get a defensive end. A lot of people are saying we need to get a defensive end, or a lot of people saying that we need to get linebackers.
Yeah.
If you watch that film study that we did last night, and you see that if you watch those Baltimore Ravens teams that Dean Pease coached up, and those Tennessee Titans teams, the thing that they had that we don't have is that big boy with that hot dog on the back of his neck.
Right.
The thing that they have that we don't have is the boy with the belly that's blowing up the cake out. That's what that's what we don't have. Like, we got some guys that are kind of big, but we don't got the 330, 340 guys that,
cornbread fed.
The cornbread fed, syrup sandwich, buttermilk drinking guys that, just country strong. Like we just don't have that. So it's like, whenever we talk about this draft, like there are a lot of positions that we could go with, but we need, if we want this defense to be good for a few years and change this culture, it all starts right in front of the ball. So like we need that game changer, like right in front of the ball, playing nose tackle to change the whole culture. If you change that, you change the whole defense.
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, he's saying if his neck don't look like this. This is how I'm gonna go at it. And Lo, you kind of hit that one right on the head, so I have to agree with you on that. But I'll trade back. I mean, you have to think these coaches want to win now. If you draft a quarterback with that 4th overall pick, that's telling the franchise that we're preparing to win later.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We have to remember the NFL is win now.
Yeah.
You get there's a lot of turnovers in coaches every year because folks don't win now.
Absolutely.
Now, that 4th overall pick is a very, very valuable pick, but at the same time, it's a bad pick, especially in our position, because we're going to basically be reaching for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
If you were to trade down, though, what would you expect for the 4th pick? Because that's for some teams, like Maggie said earlier, everybody wants a quarterback this year. There's only about 5 teams with a settled quarterback. So, what would you want for it?
But here's the thing, though, because I kind of took a look at how they kind of value those type of picks. Usually, teams that trade up to get to their 4th pick would not only swap 1st-round picks, but they'll have to give up a 2nd-round pick in the draft and a 1st-round pick for next year's draft. It might be 3 top 30 picks. Hey, like I said, the way that this cap is now, you can't afford a lot of big name players.
No.
The way that this cap is set up, so you're going to have
a unique situation also.
Yeah,
they're in a unique situation where this is a young enough team where they can kind of, get a couple of picks. You don't have to get, at this point in time, you don't have to, take a team for everything that they got, because the Falcons have a young enough defense. You have Grady Jarrett, Deion Jones, Foye Oluokun. Those guys are very young. AJ Terrell is a young corner, as well as Isaiah Oliver, the offensive side of the ball. You have Calvin Ridley, who's due for contract. Hayden Hurst, he's young. These guys are very young. You can trade those guys to other teams to kind of get extra picks. So I think they're in a unique situation where they don't have to take a team for everything that they have. And that right there in itself is something that a lot of teams don't have the pleasure of having.
Yeah.
If you were looking at trading anyone, would there be anyone on our roster at the minute that you'd be willing to let go
Calvin
of?
Ridley. Calvin Ridley. I've said this before. I just don't think he fits with
Your
this
face.
offense. Oh, I
I
said,
nearly went then. I nearly went.
I said it. People, like I said, I just don't think he fits with it. I could be wrong. All right, I could definitely be wrong, but I just don't think Calvin Ridley fits with this offense. Just with the type of receivers that what I've seen in the Arthur Smiths, as well as the Kyle Shanahan's offense. They're like bigger, more physical receivers, and like I said, I really like Calvin Ridley. I really do, but I just don't know if he fits Arthur Smith's scheme, because this dude is chicken. He's chicken shit. Okay, this dude is chicken. He does not like to get hit. He does not like to get hit, and that bothers me. Okay, that's just me.
I do know what you mean. Like he dances for another 5 yards backwards, forwards, runs in circles and everything, rather than just taking the hit where he stands. But at the same time, he's got like pushing on 30 touchdowns in it, or like 25 touchdowns in his first 3 seasons, which is like insane by all standards. But do you not think with Arthur Smith being a pretty young coach that he'd like this is a new opportunity for Arthur Smith to think, oh, actually, maybe that could work in my system? And like spice it up a little bit, because you have a Julio on one side, and then you've got Ridley dancing around everyone like he does. I don't know what you want to call it, but he's not powerful. So you never know. It could work. It could work.
In Atlanta, there's this road that goes from east to west. They call it the East-West Connector.
And he's famous. Know where you going? He's famous for it. I already know where you going with that. Yeah, he's famous.
So instead of running north to south, Calvin Ridley, he dances from side to side, just like you said.
That's it. That's
I don't know if you ever seen MC Hammer dance before. He does it right here when he goes from side to side.
The tight
What is happening?
Kyle, what you think? Kyle, what you got, man?
For Ridley's not going anywhere for me. Absolutely nowhere for me. I've just bought a signed shirt of him. He can't go anywhere. But no, with going back to sort of the quarterback and the draft, etc. I think this team's not a 4-12 team. Everyone knows that, and I think if you draft a quarterback, you are setting yourself like what you said, 2-3 years down the line. We add a few players in with this draft that can go into the team straight away. We could. I'm not saying we're going to be a finished article at all, but we can be pushing on next year straight away compared to leaving it 2 or 3 years if you're getting a quarterback in.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think I definitely think Calvin's probably going to end up staying, because one benefit, with Arthur Smith is that, we got to remember he's not like other coaches who say, this is my scheme. You need to, I need to get guys to fit the scheme. He'll coach based on what he has.
Make them better.
Right. Exactly. I like that.
That's what I definitely heard in those interviews with him. He's like, I'll work with what I got and make them a lot better than they are.
It's mostly based on the money. It's for me. It's just mostly based on money, because they've really tied a lot of their money in Deion Jones, Grady Jarrett, and you have Matthews, and at any given time they can decide whether or not to extend Chris Lindstrom, because he's madly in love with Chris Lindstrom. So it's for me personally, it's mainly. Because Calvin Ridley, he's on pace to break so many Falcons records, even from Julio Jones. Like, he's on pace to do some great things. So I'm afraid that he's going to pull a Odell Beckham Jr. or someone and ask for $200 million. That's what I'm mostly afraid of.
I really hope not. I really hope not. The pain. Oh no.
Yeah. Right.
Just nipping up to a comment on the right-hand side. Someone said, "Do you think that Russell Gage fits the system?" And to be honest, I Gage is a weird one for me because I had really low expectations at the start of the season. I wasn't really bothered what he did. It didn't matter if he just played a few snaps and got a few runs, but he impressed me, and he loves a hurdle, and I love watching a hurdle because there's nothing better than someone just going, whoop. Very cool.
Right. Right.
And you guys can highlight comments as well. I'm just pushing them up there just as they go along. So you guys are welcome. You see something you want to highlight, please do. You're welcome to do so. Mm-hmm.
He loves a good touchdown throw as well, doesn't he? So
right. Yeah.
He's our new quarterback. That should be all right.
Oh, I did see a question way earlier back, but they basically was asking, and I think it's kind of been the talk. Should we, change this rise up slogan, this brotherhood thing, and what are your opinions on that? Do you think it's with this culture change, should we also change, how we,
I think the brotherhood's gone more, hasn't it? I think I've not seen. I've not seen that as much since that's like Dan Quinn's actually gone. I think the rise up's not. I like the rise up. I think that's more to do with I don't know the organisation itself, but I think the brotherhood was all to do with Dan Quinn. I think, but I think that's on its way out completely now. Which I think it needs to be. That was Dan Quinn's thing. We're moving on. It's a new scheme, new coaches.
I think so. And I guess rise up is here. Is what it is.
I won't piggyback on that. Hey, Mike, you know where I'm about to go with this, right?
I know what. Oh, we do got a saying though. What we want it to be.
Rise up is dead. New slogan needs to be run the damn ball.
Hashtag, I'm gonna put it in the chat. Hashtag run
the damn ball.
But to get to that question that he asked about Russell Gage, like you said, that's a tough one only because like I said, he has the toughness that he wants, but I call him Kamikaze Gage for a reason because you don't know if he's gonna knock himself out the game or not. I don't know if you ever seen somebody that he wants the tough guy. Like I say, he's the opposite of Calvin Ridley.
Oh my goodness.
He's the opposite. Like Calvin really don't want to get hit. Gage doesn't care. But the thing about Gage is you have to turn your head every time he gets hit because you don't know if he's gonna be out. But like I said, it's gonna be kind of tough for those two only because the way that this system is predicated is the wide receivers are going to have to block.
Yeah.
They have to block. They got to be willing blockers at that. See, now a wide receiver, and Mike kind of made a point about this, and I think a few people did a few weeks ago about it. I wouldn't be surprised if they trade down to get Kyle Pitts out of Florida. Because
that would be nasty.
Because the only reason why I say that is even with the defense doesn't need that much work. Like you can get a space eater second or third round, which is really the key for this defense. But for what Terry Fontenot says is we're going to take the best player available, but we're not going to reach for a need.
Yeah.
So that's going to be the key right there. And then, like I said, you have a Kyle Pitts kind of where you say, Coach, a Janu Smith type of guy that he likes to use.
Yeah,
I see that.
Yeah.
Putting in motion, coming back through on that backside and things like that. Which I love. I love Janu Smith this year. He just wasn't staying healthy, but if we can run more of those two tight end sets, at the end of the day, guys, we think about it. That only helps out with running the ball more because you basically have, another blocker on the field. And one thing that I've seen with Arthur Smith is whenever he runs his offenses, it's not about overpowering people or just trusting what we put in place on Wednesday or on Tuesday in practice. Right? He actually makes those adjustments, and he gets a lot of his plays off of confusion. So and it's the same thing with that 3-4 defense that we're going to be running. So yeah, I mean, I'm excited, man. I'm ready to go. In the words of Dan Quinn, y'all, I'm fired up. I'm ready.
Fired.
And let me interrupt right here because I do see quite a few new people are watching right about now. And in case you don't know what's going on right about now, these are the guys from Atlanta Falcons UK. This is the meet show that we just decided to get together on one show. We've been on each other's show every now and then, but why not just bring it all together at the same time? So, you know, it's probably almost 4:00 your time now, PM. Yeah. So we had to rise up a little early to do this, but it was well worth it. But everybody else, I guess you don't have nothing else on the Saturday because there's no Super Bowl. So, hey, drink your moonshine, whatever you have in the morning, in the afternoons, and enjoy it with us. I just wanted to say that. Thank you guys for the new people that joined in. And follow their link. I'm going to put that link back in the chat. Go ahead and subscribe to them as well. Of course, you know who we are. And if you are on their channel as well, I'll put our link. So vice versa, you know, subscribe for a subscribe. I appreciate it. That's all I had to say. Just see that we don't went up a couple of people that's viewing, so that's amazing.
Hey, they can watch something today. It's the NFL Pro Bowl Skills Challenge. It's probably gonna be about 2 people watching it, but
so that is going on. I thought it was like some virtual thing or something. Different they was gonna do.
I don't know what they gonna do. What they gonna be doing? Push-ups in the house or something? I don't know.
It'd be Koo kicking the balls into his garden or something like that.
They're gonna be golfing and all that type of stuff. Here's my hat collection, everybody.
This is the game-winning ball right here. You see this?
They will probably be highlighting stuff. Maybe they'll do something different. Maybe like game highlights of what they did in the season. They'll do something, but it's going to be very, very weird and different.
Oh, so different. So different.
Yeah. So I'll check it out maybe.
Just curveballing a little bit. Something I wanted to ask you all because I've been asking everyone that we spoke to recently. Because we're going to use the run game so much more than we have been doing. Are we going to draft or are we going to free agency one?
Well, you broke up. I didn't hear it. I don't know if anybody else did.
Well, then, I'll go again. Just in regards to a running back, do you reckon we're going to draft one or use free agency for it? Because our run games, it was terrible under Cotter, but that's his fault, not the player's fault. But I still think we need a big machine, and we just don't really have one that I see fitting the mold at the minute. So, is there anyone that you're after?
I don't know who. Well, I do think it might be probably addressed in the draft. I believe so. I think that's going to be the case. But I haven't thought about who I'm going with because right now I just don't know what this identity of this team is going to be. So, like I said, I'm just going to watch and see what happens. But I don't have a person I've been targeting. Anyone else?
You know what? That's kind of an interesting. I'm glad you actually asked that because the thing is, we actually have a couple caping running backs on the team that just ain't used.
Yeah.
Now, if your question is Todd Gurley going to stay? He might stay based on this is a type of offense that he thrives in as far as the outside zone run. This is a type of offense that he loves. See, we have to remember the dirt cutter, the farmer friend offense is predicated on throwing the ball down the field and taking chances, which is what this team is not built on.
Yeah.
But
I'd literally try and avoid DK talk as much as possible. Nice. So that's the
dirt cutter. Like I said, we normally don't call him dirt cutter. We call him farmer friend.
I like it.
Because a lot of people that don't watch The Waterboy, Farmer Friend was the offensive and defensive and special teams coordinator, but he couldn't speak a lick of English. So he spoke all mumble.
Yeah.
So nobody understood what he was talking about, and that's how everybody looked at Dirk Cutter.
That confused me so much. I thought it was a pop-up, and I tried to get rid of it off my screen.
I told you don't know what to expect on this show. We're
No,
all
not
about
at all.
jokes. A ball of laughs on here.
Man, but you know what though? Like this whole running back situation is kind of touchy. Like I see a lot of people in the chat saying they don't want Gurley back, and I mean, I look, the Rams got rid of Todd for a reason. Like you're not just going to have someone who's scoring touchdowns at a breakneck pace and just say, "Hey, we don't want to pay you." I mean, come on. You want to keep your job. You want a guy that scores touchdowns. So he definitely didn't look like the same guy last year. I think we should draft a running back. Ito looked really good, but Ito's not the type of guy that's going to be the main guy. So we could get Williams from North Carolina.
Oh yeah, I love him. I love him.
Yeah. Najee Harris, like he looks really good, but it's one of those things where we also need to get other pieces as well. I think Najee, he might be going a little too early for us. I'm sorry, K-Styles, you were going to say something?
No. I was saying I definitely agree with you. I was just letting you know I agree with you on that.
Oh,
kind of had Ito Smith kind of like that Deion Lewis type of role, that third down scat back. But Javonte Williams is definitely somebody I keep my eye on.
Yeah, I'm a little bit on the fence, especially about Gurley, because obviously he came in on such a low contract. What was it, like $5 million or something like that, which is pennies really for the amount of touchdowns that he got in a really, really poor running team. So I kind of want him back, but then at the same time, I kind of would love the opportunity to see someone brand new and to have someone that's our own from day one in the NFL. So I'm kind of swaying towards draft a little bit, just to take a gamble so it's a complete fresh start. But I do think Gurley could definitely do a job in a brand new attack, especially that he's focused around running the ball instead of saying run into the gut right down the middle and just hit the men after 1 yard every single time.
That's true.
I think that's good. That's a good point. I think with a running back, I think it might depend on if we draft down, trade down our 4th pick. We could then, if obviously we'll get someone else's second, we could end up coming back into the first, like a late first, to then maybe get one of the top running backs. That's what I could see happening. I think that's only if we end up trading down our 4th pick.
Yeah.
That is a pretty interesting concept that you say, Cal, because we've seen that done over the years where like teams will trade out of the first round, and next thing you know, by the end of the night, they traded back into the first round at like 26th, 27th, and got a player that just changed the whole complexity of their team. So yeah, you make a good point there. That definitely could happen.
I think it's one of them, and it's like no one knows what's going to happen. It's like the last few years, we sort of know what positions we sort of need, but you could go from the quarterback. We could get a kicker in the first round. No one knows. Anything could happen.
Somebody said that in the chat. They said, knowing the Falcons, they're gonna go with a kicker in the first one.
Oh no, we are not we ain't the Raiders. No, we don't want that problem. No. The Raiders did that. Last team do that.
Here's a question. It's Q&A. Everyone, if you want to drop a couple of questions before we wrap it up.
No.
Nope. Massive no.
Massive. Say that again. I love it. I love the accent.
There's some quarterbacks in the league that I'd like to get in if Matt was to ever go. I don't want Matt to go, but if he was to go for whatever reason, there is people I would get in, but Trubisky is not the man. He is not the man. There's people ahead of him, and with Watson on the board at the minute, if Matt was going, then Watson's your man, no one else. So no. I will die on this hill. I'm not saying Trubisky.
Somebody said, hell no. It feels you exactly.
Hell no. To the no.
That's great. That's great.
What y'all got to get is Mitch Trubisky, man.
Bro, I'm finna tell you right now what if you thought Matt Ryan got a lot of, you think Mitchell Trubisky stands a chance here?
I think it's his name. That's what I think it is. I think whenever people say his name, they just want to say his name with disdain. That's what I think. I think people want to say it with positive inflection. They be like, yeah, like Mitchell Trubisky. Like Mitchell Trubisky.
You have to remember, Mitchell Trubisky was picked ahead of Deshaun Watson and Patrick Mahomes in the draft.
Yeah, he was.
So you knew if he didn't live up to it, he was going to get the disdain of everybody.
Yeah.
I mean, the only thing Mitchell Trubisky got on him is he the first Nickelodeon valuable player. That's the only thing we know.
Oh, that's so interesting.
Oh, God, it's so weird.
I think that the girls just had a crush on him. That's what I think. I think the girls was like little girls, little 11-year-old girl, like, oh my God, Mitchell Trubisky, he's so hot. Oh,
yeah, hot garbage. That's what they.
And we got another one. Get Matt Stafford.
No, get Benker. No,
get the guy.
No, but I wouldn't take a gamble on anyone mid-level. If we were going to do that, we may as well use Kurt Benkert and just dink him out there because he's not going to perform any worse than anyone else, I don't think. So, again, I will die on this hill. I will stick to Matt Ryan and what we have. Unless we can draft Fields, then I'll take Fields.
Yeah, I think a lot of people want Mitch just because not Mitch, but Stafford just because he went to UGA, University of Georgia. But
we want all the Georgia players. Oh, get this one, get that one. You see how that worked out, right?
Hold on. Another question. If Matt Ryan got this much hate and only missed 3 games, and Matthew Stafford is a possibility to miss at least 4 games a season, how you think fans gonna really take that? Even though he's a Georgia boy. That's what I'm saying. At the end of the day, these fans like these fans here in Georgia, they don't care if you good or not. If you don't entertain them, you're basically on the shit list.
I got a question though. I got a question. Why do we call Matt Ryan Matt and Matthew Stafford Matthew? Like why? Like what's up with that? In my opinion,
I don't know the answer to that question.
You know what? Because we got so many Matts, we got a whole new Matt, Matt Pease. We just got Matt all on the thing. So you got to be a Matt. That's what I think it is. It's the culture of Atlanta. Everybody's a Matt. Hey, he looks good. He's a Matt. Put him on kicker. Look, I'm so sick of these Matts. We probably gonna draft another Matt in the
Let's see. Let's see. It was Matt Ryan, Matt Bryant, Matt Gano, Matt. There was one more I'm missing. I'm missing one more.
Shaw.
I said that one. Okay. So about 4 or 5 Matts on the team.
And we got a new Matt, Pease. So.
I can't remember who it
was. We got Matt Hennessy as well.
Matt Hennessy. Yeah.
Hold on. Somebody said it. Oh yeah, Matt Hennessy, Matt Bosher.
But yeah, I take Matt Ryan all day because he's a single syllable name quarterback. Y'all know how I feel about single syllable name quarterbacks. They always perform better, in my opinion.
Is that all we're running the draft off now? If they've got 1 syllable in the name, then we're all going to
Well, look, they saying Trey Lance, and the 4 development behind Matt over Justin. Of course, they just been wanting that person so bad, guys. But of course, I don't think that's where we're going. But what do y'all think, Trey Lance?
You're not going to take Trey Lance at 4, though, are you? If he came to you, I don't. Me and Danny are not that much into college football because we've not watched loads of it. But of what a lot of people have said, I don't think Trey Lance would be going at 4 at all. I think that'd be that'd be an awful move, to be fair. I think if you got him later in, like, say he came up in the second round, maybe, but I don't think I'd be taking him at 4 at all.
No, nah.
Now his name is not Matt, so.
It's a single syllable though.
Now I'll say that syllable name, so you never know, but it's not. A weekend morning podcast. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, we are here. We're here because the UK guys, this is their time. You know, we was trying to figure out the best time to do this so we can be on the show. So of course we had to rise up just a little bit early. So I've been up since chatting with them since like 6 a.m. my time.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm sure it was even earlier because I was up at like 8 in the morning and you were still messaging then. So you were definitely up late.
I was having a horrible sleep. I was just like, maybe I was anticipating this show. I don't know what it was, but I just was like, I went to bed, got back up. You know what? Let me get back on here. Hey, what y'all doing? Of course, you responding. So it's like, well, he's up with me. So I guess we just go chit chat until the show. That's pretty much how it was.
Man.
Yeah.
I have to go on, mate. Sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just going to say, old man 803. He was asking if we're live or this is pre-recorded. It's 11:07. And we live at the Rick right now. 11:07 Eastern time. So.
Well, and while you're doing that, go ahead, since it's live, go ahead and subscribe to Atlanta Falcons Nation as well, because we're rolling on almost 700 subscribers right about now. Hey, and of course the UK guys, make sure Atlanta Falcons UK. Follow them on. I put the link in the description in the channel, so just scroll back up and find that. But give these guys some love as well, because you're probably going to see their faces again. But let's go ahead. I didn't want to interrupt, but since he didn't know it was live, I said just do a little plug here and there.
Well, one thing I was going to ask actually is I don't know if any of you seen, but Big Ben said that from the Steelers said that he's not bothered what he gets paid in his last season. So he's willing to restructure his contract and everything like that. Matt Ryan to do that to give us a little bit more wiggle room. Would that be a feasible thing?
I mean, they can do that.
They can, and I know he's done it before.
That's what I mean. Just with our such limited cap space and new GM and new coach and everything, a whole new project. Surely Matt wants to. He probably knows he's only got like a handful of years left in the tank. So surely he wants to surround himself with the best people. Like, I hate saying this guy's name as well, but Tom Brady did it. He's always had like a contract that barely affects the cap compared to what he was worth. But that's because he wanted the best people around him. So, I mean, I don't know if anybody's got Matt Ryan's number, but if you can do that, I'd really appreciate it.
I think that also depends on like if we end up drafting a quarterback, then he'd be like, well, I'm not going to lower my wage, am I? I think it's one of them where it's got a lot of work both ways. Like, he's got to be known to be like, yeah, you're my quarterback for the next 2 years, 2-3 years even. So if you do restructure your contract, you're my quarterback for so many years. But it might work both ways, really. But it's a very good point. Like, obviously, a lot of people do it.
I think it's a good idea, especially we're of course we always say it every year we want to go to the Super Bowl, blah 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 blah. But I think this year the tone sounds just a little bit different. It's like we need to win now. So whatever we can do right now, because we're that team we had, that record we had, that wasn't us at all. We can at least contend. I mean,
even based off the performances that we actually put in, if you minus the final quarters from all of the games, we were like 10-6 or something like that. So all we need is a little bit of stability, and I'm sure we can compete again.
Oh, absolutely.
But I can't decide whether we want it now, but is it realistic at the same time? I can't decide.
Like I said, like Big Low said, we got to wait till September, to be honest.
Yeah.
And then you also have to remember you have a GM and a coach that got really good poker faces because they ain't telling you nothing.
No.
You gonna find out on draft day. But the thing about if you actually look at how this team played last year, we were 0-7 in games decided by 6 points or less.
Ridiculous.
Exactly.
We had
margins.
They said we had the greatest point differential for a 4-12 team in NFL history. You know what that differential
breaking
was?
records every year, ain't we? That's the
I've not
problem.
heard that stat, and I wish I never had done. Jesus, that's so bad.
Our point differential this season of all the games, 4 wins and 12 losses, our point differential was like 0.9 something, 1.3 or some shit like that.
Nice. Sickening. But that's why we've got Peas in there to solidify us a little bit, and then a bit of work on the offense, and then Super Bowl. Hold me to it next season.
And Big Low, you had a question right here. If we trade down to the 8th or 9th spot with a team and give them our 7th round pick this year, in return, we receive a 1st, 2nd, 3rd rounder and a 2022 first rounder. Your thoughts, Tony Wright?
That is a big affirmative, Ghost Rider. We need to go ahead and do that.
Yeah.
Yes. If we
get offered that.
If we got offered that, I'd smack them on camera for it,
Yes. Yes, 1,000 times yes. Well, yeah. I definitely love that trade scenario, Tony. If we could get that to work, because it's kind of like K Styles always talks about with this salary cap situation. You know, I've been saying it ever since the season ended. You know, our hopes of signing big name players are just as hopeless as a penny with a hole in it right now. So we need to make sure that we can draft somebody, draft some players that could come in and help us out immediately. Also next year, until some of these contracts fall off. As a matter of fact, I think we talked about that whenever we did our pep rally last Saturday on Big Low Country Sports. So y'all make sure that y'all go check that out.
Definitely. I think I saw another question. I was also trying to grab our link. Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm distracted. But I think I said someone else that said, let me pull that one up. Can we talk about the rookie season of Davison out of Auburn and how disappointing it was?
I'll take that one first.
Go on.
I can't really judge it because he's been out half the season.
Yeah.
With injuries and COVID. Like I said, he done had some spots to where he looked effective, but said that comes down to he ain't had enough playing time to really judge.
Absolutely.
Now we could say that next season.
Yeah. I don't think I think it was disappointing that he didn't play, but I don't think he was disappointing. Circumstances just dictated that he couldn't play, like you said, bits of injuries, COVID, then trying to get back into fitness from it. So he's behind the level of all the other players. So I don't think he was a disappointment. I think it was just a disappointment because we had such high expectations of him. Like I was fully ready for him to be a starter in week 3 or 4 and then just absolutely run the game. But I think he's a man that's going to get a hell of a lot of snaps this season if he can stay fit, because he's what we've been missing. He was literally what we missed on so many occasions last season. So I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah. And, like we've been saying earlier with the coaching, like players just weren't in the right position to make plays. So whenever he did play, was it, were they coaching them, teaching them the proper techniques, like hand placement, the way to take his steps to get to the quarterback? Because this isn't Auburn anymore. Like, you're not playing against Kent State. You're playing against guys who,
and I think that's what a lot of people fail to realize, especially with that they want to draft up for these quarterbacks. This is a whole different league than college, So, there's been some bust at quarterback, very high picking like that. So you never know what goes on with these people.
Yeah. One thing about Trey Lance that kind of bothers me, and I know y'all probably heard this before, is like you said, the one season that he's really judged on is he had 42 touchdowns and 0 interceptions.
Oh, we got a super chat.
Hold on. I'll let you go ahead and hit that one up first before I finish.
Okay. New drop with the $5 super chat. Draft down has to happen. We only carrying over 38 contracts into next season, and trade down and comp picks could help fill out the roster. Okay. Appreciate that new drop.
Yeah, but I was gonna go through. Like
said, we broke.
Yeah, man. We don't have enough money to go grocery shopping, bitch. Hell, we ain't got enough money to buy a stick.
Look, we rewashing jerseys for the new team.
My mama said that you don't got a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out of. Like, that's where we at right now.
You ain't even got a wall to throw it on. but I kind of got lost what I was gonna say because I see everybody talking about Trey Lance and stuff like that. Like I said, I don't really trust a quarterback that hasn't thrown an interception. Like I said, I'll look more into him, but for what I saw was a lot of quarterback powers and throwing 9 routes the whole time.
Yeah.
Then you also have to look at the competition as well. Now, remember the last North Dakota State quarterback that came in with this same expectation? Y'all remember that name very well. Carson Wentz. So, and then, like I said, we look, because if we actually look at how these quarterbacks is drafted in the first round the last 15 years, there's way more busts than there are successes.
Oh, massively. And that's why I think it's probably right for someone to sit for a year or two, because under Matty Ice, at least you've got someone there. Yeah. And then if we are winning games, let them have a few snaps in the last quarter and things like that, instead of dropping them on, because like we were talking about earlier, some of our fans are absolutely brutal. Like a young lad coming in that's fresh out of college, we could ruin their lives if we're in a bad mood on the day. So I think we need to give them a bit of time.
Hold on. Look at the comment. Look what he just said. He said Trey Lance reminds him of Jamarcus Russell.
Man. Come on, man.
Oh, even I wouldn't go that bad on him.
I could have swore I seen Jamarcus Russell at the casino in New Orleans one night. He was eating a hot dog and pulling the slot machine at the same time.
And you said Jameis Winston was with him too.
He had crab legs.
And we're gonna get to this last question here. Thoughts on the Kyle Smith hire, and then we're gonna probably go ahead and start wrapping it up for you guys. Give you back your afternoon, and they're going into their evening soon. So you know, what are y'all thoughts on their hire?
Anyone want to start?
Yeah.
Let y'all start.
Look, I think it's a good hire because whenever you get a coaching staff and you see the Arthur Smith, he literally took his time building this coaching staff. He didn't come into the situation with something already together. I don't know if y'all remember when Dan Quinn came, like he had that staff put together whenever they came over to Atlanta. But it's like Arthur Smith, he actually looked at the team first.
Yeah.
Then he made his decisions on who he wanted to bring in. So, and he's bringing people in slowly to adapt to the coaching staff that he already has. So look, all these guys that he's hiring, I love it. Now, Dean Pease, he does have his AARP card. He's a little old, but he's definitely, you could consider that experience because he's almost twice as old as Arthur Smith is.
Oh, yeah.
So he's going to be teaching Arthur a lot of things. So I definitely like it, man. What do y'all think about it?
There's actually not a player on the coaching staff that I'm gonna be negative about in any way at all. I think Kyle's probably done a pretty good job where he's been at Washington, wasn't it? So I can't really knock any of them. We've not seen them do anything with the players that we have at the moment in time. So I'd never be negative about because someone's name or what they carry from another team. I'm more just looking forward to what they can do with the players that they've got at their disposal now, because I know that every single one of them is just going to be sat there watching tape for months and months on end now, trying to piece together what they can do with our players. So, no, I'm happy with it. I'm definitely happy with it.
I'm sort of saying with Danny, really. I don't think there's much else to say from it, but I think, everyone who's came in is obviously It's going to be a new team, everyone's new, basically new GM, new coaching all over. I think the fans have just got to sort of get behind every single one. They've not even done anything yet. They've only been in the building a couple of weeks. Just another 6 months to the 6, 7, well, probably 8, 9 months. This off season's way too long. But I think everyone's just got to get behind the team, and everyone who's coming in just get behind and just enjoy it. It's gonna be a roller coaster 8 months, but it's gonna be an exciting one either way.
Oh yeah.
I'll tell you what, let me ask y'all something. What did y'all see whenever Arthur Smith and Terry Fontenot met on the field? Did y'all get it? What did y'all think about that?
Honestly, for me, that was like a film moment. I was like, I got hyped. I got really excited. I just thought, oh my God, I'm going to see that scene on the Super Bowl field in a few years' time.
Whoa! Did he just say that? Did he just say that?
Spaghetti-O.
With confetti coming down and.
I like that scene. I like that.
Yeah, we've got a lot of confidence in the team because nobody else does. So we've got to pretend.
Right. Hey man, this man making me fall in love with you, man. We're gonna have a bromance going on. A bromance, okay?
I'm here for it.
Here's another one. Someone asking, "Are we live?" I guess they're not used to us being on at this time, and that means if you haven't been paying attention to our Saturday morning shows during the season. So now you know that during the season, we do have Saturday morning shows around 11 a.m., but maybe we need to push it up to 10. So we are doing this. It was something new that we started, so maybe it didn't catch on, but we do try to come on 11 Saturday mornings during the season. So check it out. Maybe we might start doing this a little bit every now and then, since it's the off season, there's really nothing else to do. So
We'll do a 24-hour live stream with you all. That'll be I'm sure.
Oh yeah. Oh man. Oh my goodness. I'm ready for it. I'm ready.
I know. Wake up, go to sleep, get back up. Y'all still talking.
I was about to say, if this was a 24-hour live stream, boy, we'd be getting kicked off of YouTube. I'm just saying that. As much cussing and stuff we gonna be talking about 24 hours.
You start getting bored, you start dancing and let's play videos and let's do this, film study this, and that'd be hilarious. But let's go ahead and wrap it up, guys. We call this the 2-point conversion. Just pretty much you can promote yourself or say whatever you want to say at the very end, but we don't gave you guys an hour and almost an hour and a half. So let's just go ahead and we definitely appreciate you guys for joining us, and it's definitely not going to be the last time.
Oh no! Thank you for having us. It's been a lot of fun, and I was a little bit nervous at the start, but all we've done is laugh. So definitely do it again.
Oh yeah, like at first you got to get to it, got to get the feel of everybody because it's like But like I was kept saying, they're the UK version of us, pretty much, because
you guys rock, man. Seriously, I love watching you guys show. It's like I said, it's really just a UK version of what we do at AFN, man. I've been watching you guys for a while, and can you hear me? I sound like goddamn Darth Vader with this damn thing. Yeah, but I like I said, I enjoy you guys, man. I really watch. Most of you, we stay busy, but most of your videos, your live videos, I always watch myself and the guys, man. So you are more than welcome to continue to come, and man, you're part of the crew now. You guys are part.
I told you.
You stuck with us now.
I told them, let us know that hey, we got time today, and just show up like everybody else do. Look, Big Low, come on in here when he can. Everybody, because a lot of times, especially in the off season, everybody's kind of doing their own thing. So, we're not doing a regular, show every week. So we just kind of, okay, I got some time today. And then of course, check out everybody else's individual channels. I put the links in there, but we definitely check you guys out when we can catch it. And I always try to share it and make sure everybody know who you are as well. You do the same for us. So, it's all love here.
It is. It is. We're all suffering together, aren't we? So it's worth it. We need a bit of support, don't we?
One of these days, we're gonna meet up, and we'll make that a big deal.
That's the plan. That's the plan. We are now looking at getting over to Atlanta, but obviously this year's kind of been written off because of everything that happened.
Right.
But there's actually about 40 of us that are probably all going to end up coming over at once. So we're going to make quite a trip of it.
So we might have to figure out an area to go watch, or even if it's not for a game, just in town. Let's just find a spot and make it a big deal. I think that would be awesome. Me
and my wife, we were going to come over there for the London game this year.
Whenever
COVID happened, it got kind of sidetracked. But I'm hearing rumors that it might happen this year coming up. So if it does, we'll definitely be there.
I hope so, and I really hope it's the Falcons, because me and Cal was so ready for them.
I know.
It was so close. It was so close, and it was just ripped away from us.
I'm curious. For both of you guys, how long have you been watching the Falcons? Because you're very knowledgeable about them.
This is only going into year 3, really. So 2 full seasons, and then this will be the start.
Okay.
Wow.
Year 3.
Wow. So. Okay. So I know you
too long. So we've still got a lot of things, which is.
Hey, you watching them now, so I love it. I absolutely love it. I guess that's all I had to say. I just wanted to, appreciate you guys for being on. Follow all the channels. Atlanta Falcons UK, give them some love, everybody. If you're watching right now, give them some love. If you're on their channel, come to Atlanta Falcons Nation and give us a subscribe. The Senior Bowl is at 2:30 Eastern Standard Time. Okay, so we got the Senior Bowl coming up, people. I guess we'll watch that. We'll talk about it if we care. But
that's our GM, Tony Wright. That's GM.
Anyone else?
The Senior Bowl, man.
You know what? Arthur wasn't they? Dan Quinn and them they love the Senior Bowl.
Oh yeah.
And you see where it took
us. That's all I got. Anyone else? Or we can go ahead and wrap this up.
I tell you one thing, man. I need y'all to do a country boy a favor and subscribe to Big Little Country, man. Definitely.
There is a ton of links in the chat, so just go get to subscribing, everybody. Just get to subscribing. It's with away and just let us know that you did so. We'll appreciate that. But I guess we'll go ahead and wrap this up and get on out of here. No, y'all wasn't used to a Saturday morning show. What's up, K-Style? You had something to say?
Hey, look, I was gonna promote myself too.
I was
waiting for you.
Y'all got quiet.
I'm waiting on Low. You just jumped on. I like giving her a hard time. It's just fun. But basically, we appreciate everybody joining in with us. We appreciate the UK guys joining in with us.
Oh man, this was amazing.
This was great.
This was
best of what they say. This is the best of both worlds.
It is.
Yeah,
absolutely.
But basically, make sure y'all subscribe to the Atlanta UK. Make sure y'all subscribe to them.
Please, because we're so low on subscribers. We're so new.
But you're growing. We got you. We absolutely got you. We're going to make sure that you get shared everywhere we can put you. So, look, just keep showing your face. Show up. Let us know. Hey, we need some subscribe. We're going to get on the show today. Okay. Come on.
Oh yeah. We'll be all over it now. We'll be all over it. Like you said, there's nothing better to do in the off season, so a show a day sounds like a good plan.
Hey, that means I got to get up in the morning. But yeah, we can do it. I love it. Why not? He said biscuits and butter. Is that one of you guys?
Honestly, I don't even know what biscuits and butter means, so I don't even know if that's a reference to us. No idea what that means.
Biscuits and butter are the best invention before sliced bread. You can eat biscuits and butter with anything, Bo.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I know over there biscuits are cookies. But
Yeah,
over
but
here,
that's
biscuits are a handful of heaven. That's what biscuits are.
That's what I was going to say, because a biscuit to us is a cookie to you. So I don't. Well, a cookie and a biscuit are the same thing over here. So what on earth is a biscuit? Like, what is a biscuit?
So
to you?
So a biscuit it's doughy and it's bready. You can use it to eat meat with it, meat, cheese. You can put syrup on it. You can put jelly on it.
honey.
Oh boy, I started to get excited over here, boy.
I don't even know. Do you even know a comparison? Is it just a fucking bagel or a muffin or I don't even know.
It's just a damn bagel. That's all it is. It's just a fucking bagel. All right?
No, it's more doughy than a bagel. It's more doughy than a bagel. And all y'all in the comments, y'all help me explain to man what a biscuit is. So what a biscuit is, because it's hard at the top, it is hard at the bottom, it is soft in the middle.
Yeah, and especially the kind that you can layer off at the, the good dough.
Good,
kind of.
Oh yeah. Hey,
I mean,
especially homemade, boy. You get them things homemade from scratch,
boy.
Ooh, boy.
Right. Well, when we come over,
you know what? I think we've been. That's what we go. We'll make sure you have some biscuits, grits, eggs. We'll have all that for you.
Yeah.
When you come to Atlanta.
I'm so excited.
We're gonna change your life, bro. You come over here, we're gonna change your life.
You're not gonna want to come home.
Chris Walker said, "Bring one for the next show. We're gonna have it where we be eating breakfast. While we."
Okay. That's
yeah.
I think we should do some morning shows. I think this is a great idea, people. So I think we might be working on something,
Oh, yeah.
So, but on that note, is that my saying, or you just said on that note? That is my signature saying. But on that note, that means it's time to go. Let's get out of here. It's 1:30, and I appreciate everybody that's tuned in. There was so many people watching today, so I appreciate that, guys. So. Until the next time, this is Atlanta Falcons Nation as well as Atlanta Falcons UK. And we're out of here, people. Peace.
Thank you for having us.
Good morning and good afternoon. Evening. I don't even know.
Jeff K. Style.
You did
Had to